This is a quick demo to show you some of the public beta features of OpenTrials, a platform which brings together all publicly accessible data and documents about all clinical trials ever conducted. OpenTrials is built by Open Knowledge International in collaboration with Dr. Ben Goldacre from the University of Oxford Evidence-Based Medicine Data Lab. We launched the preview beta version of OpenTrials a few months ago, which means the search database is functional but not yet complete. Given our commitment to openness, we wanted to make the database public as soon as possible, but do note that this is not the finished product. OpenTrials works like a search engine, with advanced search options for filtering results by criteria such as drug and disease area. All data and documents for each trial included are threaded together and presented alongside each other. This video walkthrough will look at how this works in practice and how this database can be used. Okay, so here's the OpenTrials Explorer, which can be found at opentrials.net. And first of all, without entering any search criteria, let's click on the search button. And as you can see, we immediately get a list of trials, with the most recent first. And the main reason I did an empty search is to show you the total number of trials we have in the database, currently around 337,000. And a quick point, as you may know, we import trial data from multiple clinical trial registries. But if we find the same data in different places, we don't count it twice. So that number is for deduplicated trials. Okay, so let's do a basic search. Let's look for hepatitis C trials. And you can see we have a bit over 2,600 trials there. But let's say we were looking for just hepatitis C trials in Turkey. So we enter Turkey into one of the advanced search fields and search again. And now we've gone from 2,600 to 10 trials. And as I'm scrolling down, you'll notice various information in the search results. So here the trial registration date, whether the trial is ongoing or complete, whether it's recruiting, the conditions the trial is targeting, and what interventions it's testing. So let's have a look at this trial. What you're seeing here is the trial page, and every trial on OpenTrials has one. Along the top, there's a summary of the trial with the same information you saw in the search results, plus the number and the sex of the participants the study aimed to recruit. And below you can see the conditions and the interventions being tested, and each of these has its own page. So for example, to see all the trials which tested this drug, we just click on it there, and we'll get to a page dedicated to that drug. And the idea is to flesh each of these pages out with more detail from other sources and with your help and contributions. So if we go back to that trial page, on the right you can see a list of locations where the trial is conducted. This is a multi-site trial which explains the numerous locations. And halfway down the list we can see Turkey, which is what we had searched for. And if we scroll further down, you can see that there is a publication associated with this trial. And we've matched this automatically from PubMed. And if we click on the publication title, we'll go directly to the academic journal article showing the results. Now, this is really useful because often once a trial has published results, clinical trial registries aren't updated to reflect this, meaning that publications aren't linked and are harder to find. So we hope that this feature of OpenTrials will help researchers and systematic reviewers more easily locate trial publications. Okay, so if we go back to the trial page and we scroll up, I want to show you the document section. Now, this is important because we know that when trials are published, the results are often misreported in academic journal articles. So being able to see a range of far more detailed trial documents, for example, clinical study reports, will allow researchers to really understand how the trial was carried out and if it was a fair test of the treatment. And as you can see, most of the document links are red, meaning that we don't have that document, but we like it. So if anyone has those documents, they can just click on a link and then upload the file, and it will get added to an approval queue for adding to the site. And as you can see, you can also contribute a wide range of documents and provide commentary or just a website link. And importantly, everyone who contributes to the database will be fully credited, whether you've uploaded a single document or shared a massive data set. Okay, let's go back to those documents. So as you can see, the clinical study report synopsis is in green, meaning that we have that document. So if we click it, we can view the PDF. And let's go back to the trial page again. And just below there, you can see there's a list of registries that we gather the data from that makes up the information on this particular trial page. So in this case, it's from the WHO, ICTRP, and clinicaltrials.gov registries. And similar to the publication link, if we click, we get to the source. Okay, so now I want to show you two more interesting data sources that we've recently integrated, and we hope that by showing these data integrated, it will encourage others to share their data sets with OpenTrials. So firstly, risk of bias data. Now these are expert assessments of a trial's methodological quality, the design flaws on various different domains, for example, allocation concealment, methods of randomization and blinding, and outcome reporting bias. And the Cochrane Schizophrenia Group have very kindly given us the data they have on trials they've included in their systematic reviews. So for those trials, we've displayed this information on the corresponding OpenTrials page, along with other trial information. And so here's a quick example. If we search for schizophrenia, risperidone, adolescents, I happen to know there's a trial with some added information. If we scroll down, all the usual things are visible, but then you have a section here of methodological rigor. And we really feel this is going to add to researchers' experience of trying to dig into the data and understand how the research was done and how well it was designed and carried out. And the second source of data I want to show you is from a related project with psychiatrist Eric Turner called OpenTrials FDA. And the aim of OpenTrials FDA is to extract valuable clinical trial information from the FDA's approval documents and match them onto corresponding trials on OpenTrials. To show you an early example of this, let's search for a trial I happen to know that has matched FDA approval documents. And what you'll notice, apart from the normal page, is you'll notice this green bar along the top. And if we click on that, it will expand and show a list of matched FDA approval documents we have. And for researchers, probably the medical and the statistical reviews are the most interesting. So let's click on one of those. They're generally quite large documents, so this may take a few seconds. There we are, so a 136-page document with a lot of detail, and it's a trove of unbiased data, free from any publication spin or decision by a sponsor to publish it at all. So the last thing I want to show you is the ability to flag errors you've spotted on OpenTrials. Now, if you scroll down, you can see at the bottom flag an error link, and this is on every page. So if there's something missing, a typo or incorrect data, you can fill in a short form and let us know, and we'll make sure it's corrected. Okay, so that's the end of the walkthrough. Just a few final things to say. If you have suggestions for OpenTrials, want to contribute or donate data to us, drop us a line on opentrials@okfn.org. We also have an open API, meaning that you can use the data that powers OpenTrials for your own projects or to create visualizations or analyses. And you can find more details about that at opentrials.net/API and related documents at docs.opentrials.net. And all those links are in the description below. And we're also in the process of negotiating permission to add other sources of data, so make sure you check back regularly. Follow us on Twitter at OpenTrials and have a look at the site at opentrials.net.